Okay, guys, well, I'm back with a video. This is kind of a semi request and kind of like a, so to speak, a kind of a story behind this video. So let's get right into it. If you already tuned in, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, drop a subscription. Greatly appreciated. Uh, what happened was, I think like was about a year ago or so. I was watching some YouTubers and they were in competitions, and I said, "Man, I want to get in the competition." So, this is how it goes. If anybody's new to gun tubing, or even if you're not, maybe you can understand where I'm coming from. Is that you watch some of these channels, and then all of a sudden you sit back and you're going like, "Man, I want to do that." So at the time, I was coaching a whole lot more softball than uh, than what I'm going to be doing in the future moving forward, but. So I was like, man, a competition that'd be cool. And where I live, to be honest, which is a lot of places to do competition out here in Paula, California, and all over the place, really, competitions. And but what happened was, I went out, bought the belt, bought all that kind of stuff, and got into it. And my schedule, it just didn't work out. I couldn't get out to none of the competitions and everything. I do it twice a month, and I couldn't get out there. And so it was kind of like, damn, I bought all this stuff for nothing. But me being an old dude, it's kind of like golf clubs. I bought them and then I didn't use them, and now I'm about to start using them because I'm getting older. So, you live long enough, you'll get a chance to use all the stuff that you bought when you were a little younger, very ambitiously, and then you can get a chance to use it. So, make a long story short, this video is going to be about a competition belt, competition firearm, and give you a little bit of knowledge of what I know, and kind of give you a for someone new thinking about going to competition, kind of let you understand the commitment a little bit, what it's going to take. So, first thing that when I saw the whole layout of how the competition works, I said, well, you got to get a firearm. So, and YouTube, let me just make this clear. All the guns you're going to see are safety checked, unloaded, whatever. This one is not unloaded. I'm in home defense. This one is loaded, but it is in a holster. Okay, and there's no children, no one around. Um, but the fire I'm going to present right now, it's unloaded. It's been safety checked, and the mag that I'll be using, it will have no ammo in it. So the first thing I did was I went over to Hickok 45 channel, one of my favorite YouTubers, and he had a video that he did about competition shooting, and it wasn't about this particular firearm, but it was about the Glock 26. And he had won several competitions, 1911 competitions, and this, that, and the other Glock 19 competition. And I guess there was a point in his life where he never won a competition with the Glock 26. And then so he went and did it and won it and everything. And then he went into the whole story about, not really best competition firearms, but he was saying what Glock pistols that he's won competitions with. So he's won with the 19, the 23, uh, the 34, the 26, and I'm sure he's won a couple other ones, but the 26 was on his bucket list and he did it. And so then I went through his channels and went back to one of his reviews on the Glock 34, and so I had went and bought it. So this is the Glock 34 that I bought, and he said it's a great, kind of like Hickok 45 is pretty cool. He kind of said like it's a great starter competition pistol for someone that's getting into competition shooting. And I wanted to stay on the Glock platform, so it made perfect sense because it comes fully loaded with extended controls and a better trigger. These aren't the sights that came with it, but they come with adjustable sights, rear sight, 3-dot system. Um, and so I thought that was pretty cool that he said it was a really good startup competition pistol. Now I did a few things to this. I put this Dawson Precision Magwell on here because if you're gonna get into competition shooting, you're gonna want to get the fast reloads, and these flared Magwells uh, allow you to do that. So that was one of the upgrades that I put on here, and tungsten guide rod and sights and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I bought the Glock 34, and it comes out with a cutout slide. That's not a ported barrel; it's a cutout slide. And, decrease that weight, let that recoil kind of, you can manage it a little better. So it comes pretty much fully loaded, and it comes with a really good trigger. So I went out and bought that, and so I was like getting really excited about it. And it's still a great pistol. This pistol is kind of versatile. You don't have to use it for competition. And so I'm gonna go ahead and you see this is unloaded. There's nothing in it. Let me go ahead and release the slide. Oh, okay, so that was the first thing. You got to figure out what kind of pistol you're gonna have if you're gonna go into competition shooting. And so I chose the Glock 34, and so that was the first purchase to get into that stuff. And then you had to get some mags. So I had went and bought and I'm in California, so I got 10 round Glock 17 mags because it's a full size Glock frame. It takes Glock 17 mags. Um, so I went and bought some of these, and this is a +0 plate from the Glock stores because it's weighted, so it drops out, a lot easier for you when you're doing a reload. So it's a clear magazine. There's nothing in it, and it just added weight and just kind of helps it slide out a little faster. So I had bought those, and I bought 4 of the Glock 17 mags with those little +0 weighted base plates. Now, if you're in the free world, or even in competition, because we had Freedom Week, so some of these mags I have are grandfathered in. So I have these, and the reason why I don't have the base plate on these because I haven't done it yet. That's why I haven't. But the idea was that I was going to have the 17 round, 15 round mags. What is these? 17. Yeah, these are 17 round. And I was going to put these on there and use them for competition. But since I never got around to doing a competition, I still like to shoot my gun. I got to stay in compliancy. So I use the 10 rounders. So for training and all that kind of stuff. Same exact magazine, it's just one holds 10 and one holds 17. Just a spring difference inside of it. So anyway, so I have enough mags for it. You still need a few more. I think I got one more of these somewhere, I think, but it doesn't have the base plate on it. So I got 8 or 9 mags, and so I had that all covered. And then I went out and bought a shot timer to get working your draw and your times and all that kind of stuff, splits and all that kind of stuff. And so I was like, it was quite a little rabbit hole to go down. And I'm saying, you got to figure all this stuff, the gun, that. And like I said, I'm not saying this is the best competition pistol or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. It's just that I wanted to stay in the Glock platform, and this is uh close as I can get to a competition pistol. But just to let you know, you can shoot any kind of gun in a competition. I don't know if anybody knows that. You can shoot a 26 in the competition. You can shoot a 19. You can shoot a 23. They have calibers, different caliber categories. But as far as the configuration of the firearm that the barrel length, it doesn't matter. It's whatever you want to shoot. Now they do have specific like they have like 1911 competitions and stuff like that. But you can shoot any kind of pistol in a competition. So when people say, "What's a good competition pistol?" It's kind of a misleading statement. Is whatever gun you got, that's your competition pistol. So that's what I was told by a couple of guys that do it. You can shoot any firearm you want in a competition. There's no you don't they're not going to say like, "Oh, you can't shoot that. That's a Glock 19." That's not how that works. So if you're trying to get into it, just keep that in mind. Whatever you have is good enough until you want to upgrade or get a different pistol. So yeah, I bought the timer, and then the other thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need a belt. So, and that's the other wormhole that you can dive down in real deep. You can go real deep on these competition belts. Uh, they got some that are super expensive. Um, it can get really really expensive. But I had went with a couple guys that had been doing it for a while, and they told me about Black Scorpion. It's called BSG, Black Scorpion gear. And so I had bought one of these, and it has the inner. It's a two belt system, inner outer, and you have the Velcro on there to keep the mags. You can see right here, this sticky part kind of came off, but you basically put them on the back of your mag here, and you got to position these to where you want. I just had them right here because it's been stored up. I'm not really using it, so I just had them all switched together. But in a competition, you want to have it situated to where you can draw faster and do things like that. So it wouldn't be like this technically because I'm a left hand shooter, so it would be like this on my belt. There's my holster and then the mags. But so you would have them like in the front, probably some right here, right there, so you can grab and reload real fast. So that's another thing you'd have to practice and train how you want to set your mags up. Um, so that's how it looks from the back. Like I said, I'm a left hand shooter, and I got a good deal on this actually. It's a really good holster. The only thing about this holster doesn't carry the light. So to use this, I went non-light bearing, and that's another thing you would have to think about as a competition shooter. Do you want to have a light on your pistol? Some people say it adds weight. I don't know how something that weighs less than 2 ounces or whatever is going to add that much weight. Yeah, but I guess it's a lot of theories behind that the weapons light keeps the muzzle down, but a lot of guys have some really tricked out competition pistols. So you know, ported barrels and all that kind of stuff, cutouts like that. So this is how that looks. So, and then you had the tightening screws right here. So if you're going to do this running and gunning, you can tighten that down so it doesn't fly out. But if you're going to just be standing target shooting in competition, you probably want that to be kind of loose so you can, get fast draws. So you wouldn't want a lot of retention if you were just standing shooting. But if you're going to be running and gunning like 3-gun or something like that, you would probably have a little bit of tension on it. And it has room for an optic and all that kind of stuff if you want. But yeah, that's pretty much what you would need to get into competition shooting. You would need have your competition belt, and some people just use regular belts, whatever you have. You can get into it, and you need a holster. And I got this all together, the holster and the belt together. It was a special during Christmas, like about a year and a half ago. So, and one of the things I like about these mag carriers, before I forget, is that these are Black Scorpion. Everything's Black Scorpion. Is that so? The reason why I bought the Glock factory mags instead of P mags and stuff because it has the metal liner. And the good part about that is when you get competition shooting, you can buy your mag carriers with magnets on it. So you can have like magnets on. I got them too tight together, but you can have mags hanging on the outside, up with the magnets that are actually inside the holster. So you can imagine how much faster it is to just grab a mag, versus grabbing it from the mag carrier. You can imagine, and you can tighten your retention on this to have that loose or tight. So that's just something to think about. Like, when you buy your belt, what kind of mag carriers you're gonna have. Are you gonna have the magnetic ones, or are you gonna have, what I'm saying? So I kind of mimicked a buddy of mine's belt, and I went see how that just sticks right there because it has that metal liner, and you got an extra mag hanging there. So you want to have as many mags you can when you go to competition shooting. Bring a couple hundred rounds and a ton of mags, and yeah, that's pretty much how it looks. And so that's why I chose these mag pouches, because technically it's 4, but it's really 8. So if you space them out, you can have 2 on 1 like this. So yep, that's pretty much it. And get you some mags, and you'll be good to go. So let me know what you guys think. What do you think about my competition belt? Like I said, you got to get you a little timer so you can work on your splits and all that kind of stuff. Get you a bunch of mags. Figure out if you want to have a weapons light, because if you do, you need to buy a holster that's going to be able to accompany your pistol inside of your holster. I chose to go without the light. Maybe if I could do it over again, I would have got it with the light. But you don't do competitions in the dark. And I'm not a firm believer that that light's going to, add that much weight to where I get better shots on target. I just don't see that being that big of a difference. So that's why I chose just like that. And you can cant this too, because they have screws back here. So you can cant this. You can see the cants right there. So you'd have to figure this out, mess around with it, get it all adjusted the way you like, and you know, and then you can be ready for, some guys put their thing there or they have it hanging in their pocket, but but yeah, there's a couple things that you would need to have to get into competition shooting, man. So let me know what you guys think. Black Scorpion gear belt. Like I said, the belt 2-part system. Well, I got it with the holster. If you buy this, it's tough getting this in here. Don't be discouraged. You can get it in there, but it's hard. But with that being said, it don't move, and that's what you don't. You don't want movement on your holster in competition shooting. So look for that. Everything's covered. Trigger guards covered. You know, room for an optic, and when you get your mag pouches, think about the magnet ones, so you can get 2 for 1. And when you buy mags, try to stick with factory steel mags for that option. Okay. All right, man. It's your boy Eisenhower's Tactical. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Drop some comments. Have you done competition shooting? Do you know anything about it? I'm gonna get into it once my kid starts college. I'll probably get into it then. I have more time. But let me know if any experiences you have, what kind of belt you have, or have you gotten into it? Yeah, man. Drop some comments, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Your boy Eisenhower's Tactical, man. Everybody stay blessed. Peace.